What's up, guys? It's your boy Dekkster here, and the expansion's been out about 5 days now, so almost a week, and the meta is still changing really fast, but decks are a little more solidified now than they were on the first day when I released the first video. So once again, I don't recommend crafting any of these lists we're going to talk about, but there are 8 great lists right here. So if you have the cards for them, I recommend playing them. As far as crafting a niche, you know, sort of legendary or something for it, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. If you need to craft one, still the Lich King is most likely the safest choice, but you never know. In a month or so, you might regret that. So let's go ahead and let's get into the lists. So the first list here is sort of like a mid-range token deck. It's made by Safta. Here's the proof over here, where you hit Legend Rank 1, or Rank 1 Legend. And basically, this list revolves around the token archetype, almost like bolstering your taunt minions. With the Strong Shell Scavenger, which was just added, this card is being used a lot because it is so strong. I don't think anyone expected this one to be so good. But basically, the plan here is you get a lot of taunts on the board, such as your Druid of the Swarm. Maybe turn 3 you get a Crypt Lord, and then you hit them with the Strong Shell Scavenger. Then you're going to have a pretty formidable board there. It's going to be hard for the opponent to deal with, and it's just going to be nice. Another way you can do it is hit them with a big Spreading Plague if they're flooding the board, then hit them with the Strong Shell Scavenger at that point, and it's kind of hard for them to reclaim the board back there. Other than that, it kind of plays like a normal token Druid, just with a little, little extra flair. We also got Bone Mares in there. Love Bone Mare, everyone's favorite neutral card right now. It also helps with the Strong Shell Scavenger because you get to throw a taunt on something, meaning it can be buffed even more. Then you also, you hit the minions with the standard buffs like Mark of the Lotus, Power of the Wild, stuff like that. But it's a great deck. Definitely check this one out if you have the cards. Next up, we got a Highlander Priest. This one's from Monsanto. He hit #1 legend. Here's some proof. So I'm sure you guys know the goal of Highlander Priest is you get your Raza and you get your Shadow Reaper Anduin, and then you get to constantly use your hero power, do massive damage, and it's just insane. But most of them are usually tailored at high end, running things like Free from Amber, Lich King, Obsidian Statue, Medivh, N'Zoth. But this list, made by Monsanto, is more early game. It's good at dealing with aggro. It has a lot of card draw in it as well, so you're better off at getting your Raza and your Shadow Reaper Anduin. This thing's running stuff like Loot Hoarder and Acolyte of Pain and Holy Smite and Spirit Lash. So that just makes it so it's more consistent, that you're going to draw your Raza and your Shadow Reaper combo. So if you're looking for one that deals better with aggro and you just want to have a more reliable way of drawing your Raza and your Shadow Reaper, definitely check this one out. This one's really good. I like this one. So next up, we got Gyong's Tempo Rogue. He got #1 legend with this. Here's the proof. And the only new card here is Bone Baron. I don't think it's too exciting. It's kind of just your normal Tempo Rogue, but with Bone Baron. Yeah, it's a solid body. It's got some good activators for combos or for helping buff your Edwin, stuff like that. But it's a little bit boring. Not a lot of new cards. But if you're looking to punish the greedier decks, this is definitely, the refined sort of tempo that's kind of always been around, plus Bone Barons. Once the meta starts getting used to aggro decks, because right now it's just control stuff, it seems like. Once they get used to dealing with aggro stuff, this might not be as good as it is right now. So definitely don't craft Bone Baron. It's a common, you probably have it, so you might as well just try this one out if you're looking to play some rogue. But yeah, that's it. He got #1 legend with it, so there's that. Next up, we got Urana's Bloodreaver Handlock. He got #1 legend with this, as everyone seems to be getting. Right here's the proof, and everyone was playing the Jackie Chan list a while ago, but then people started learning how to deal with it. It's sort of healing things, the happy ghouls, and it just started performing not as well as it initially was. So that one maybe it has cycled out. It's still a good deck, still a solid deck, but at higher ranks of Legend, higher ranks of play, it doesn't seem to perform well, especially compared to the Handlock version. So here's the variation by Urana, and this thing is... It drops this sort of the healing stuff, the Happy Ghoul synergy, the Mistress of Mixtures, and it goes more towards the classic Handlock Mountain Giant Twilight Drake package. This thing is, you know, it's tried and true. It's also running tech cards such as Acidic Swamp Ooze. It's running a Spellbreaker. It's running the Black Knight, and this really helps it against, you know, other things like dealing with Lich King. Black Knight's really strong right now. But this deck is doing really well, really well. If you like the old classic Handlock, you might as well go with this. Just the classic fill up your hand, drop some big bods, and they can't really deal with you. Plus, it's really nice being able to play Bloodreaver Gul'dan on turn 10 without worrying, oh man, only 2 demons died. I gotta wait. Just like Jackie Chan's list kind of was. You kind of wanted to wait until you had like 3-4 demons dead. You got a big board, and then you won. But here you kind of just drop them on 10. Maybe you got some demons, maybe not. Maybe you just want the upgraded hero power to continue using throughout the game. So this is probably the best Warlock list right now. You can switch up the tech cards as you want, but this one is definitely amazing. So next up, we got Ender's Murloc Paladin. He hit number 3 Legend with this. Here's the proof, and it's not too much different than the normal sort of Murlocadin that was happening before the expansion. We do have a few additions. We got Bone Mare. We got Corpse Taker, and we got Righteous Protector. Now, Righteous Protector, everyone knows, is a great card. Everyone was loving this even before the expansion came out. As soon as they saw it, it's just an amazing card. Bone Mare is amazing. Some super fast stats, buffing up your Murlocs, making them harder to kill. It's great. It's definitely... It's made the deck a lot stronger. And then next up, we got Corpse Taker, which is really nice. It's kind of like a bigger Wicker Flame Burn Bristle in a way, except sometimes you don't have lifesteal. But if you haven't drawn Burn Bristle yet, and you get your Corpse Taker, you play your Corpse Taker, it's going to get Taunt, it's going to get Divine Shield, it's also going to get the lifesteal. So it's definitely good, but it's also, that's not a, you know, a deal breaker really. You kind of just want the Corpse Taker because it's got Divine Shield and it's got Taunt. That's the main reason. The lifesteal's nice too, but that's not the main reason you're running this. But if you get minions out there with a Divine Shield, you hit them out with you know, Blessing of Kings, or you hit them with a Bone Mare, it's just... it's a little bit insane, guys. But that's the plan with the deck. Flood the board with the Murlocs. Flood the board with some buffs. You overwhelm the opponent. It's just like that. Is it cancerous? Maybe. Maybe. Next up, we got a recurring list here, kind of. It was here last week when I talked about it. It's Zale's Jade Druid. He got number 5 Legend with it this time, and it's just a very solid list. The ladder's a little bit saturated with Jade Druids just because they're performing so well, and you can, you know, I kind of have fun with it. You can do a lot of different tech swaps, switching a lot of things. You can have Mire Keepers if you want. You can have Mark the Lotus if you want. There's just so many different things you can be running. But for his tech cards, he's running Spellbreaker, which is great for silencing stuff with death rattles if you want to get through a Bone Mare taunt, or just a normal taunt if you're pushing for lethal or something like that. We also got the Black Knight, which is starting to pick up in popularity just because there's so many taunts. Paladins are running them. Almost everyone's running them with Lich King. With Bone Mares, there's always a taunt to hit. And the most unconventional one, which is actually really good, I've been running it myself, is Big Game Hunter. This thing always finds a target in control matchups. It's great against stuff like the Lich King. Once again, Bone Mare targets. Medivh. It's great against... what else? Other big Jades? There's just so many things that it's great against. And I don't know, guys. I'm liking the Big Game Hunter here. It might fall off. Maybe it's not going to be on the next list, so maybe don't craft this one. Maybe instead you can go with another Spellbreaker or something like that. But Big Game Hunter is good right now when it's such a controlling meta. But once people start going a little more aggro, they have less Bone Mares or something, then maybe Big Game Hunter is going to fall off. But it might just be, if Bone Mare's a thing, Big Game Hunter's a thing. It's definitely possible. So next up we got a Tempo Mage from Apex Void, or APX Void. Anyways, he hit rank 18 Legend with this one. It's pretty much Secret Mage, and it's really not running any new cards. It is running Ghastly Conjurer, which gets you a free, free mirror image. So you get a couple taunts, which is nice. Because I guess it becomes free with Sorcerer's Apprentice if you're trying to protect your board a little bit. Or one of your win conditions is Archmage Antonitis, so this kind of helps cycle out, get a bunch of fireballs, so it helps you burn down your opponent. But yeah, once again, it's just kind of the normal Secret Mage. I know people like the Elemental Lich Mage lists, but this one seems to be performing better, and that's kind of why this one's on here. There are good Elemental Jaina, DK sort of lists, but I don't know if any of them have reached high legend, but this one has, so I'm going with this one for the mage list. All right, boys, so last but not least, we got Krivo's Evolve Shaman. He hit number 18 legend with this in Asia, and it's really, really cool. People were trying to find a good way to play Deathseer, but they were trying to make new lists and stuff like that, but it turned out just to be better to throw him into the old sort of token Evolve Shaman that was going on before the expansion. So as far as new cards, we got Thrall Deathseer, and then we also have Rattling Rascal, which is actually really good. It's a 4-mana 2/2, Battlecry, summon a 5/5 skeleton, Death Rattle, summon one for your opponent. So the Death Rattle's a little bit bad, a really big drawback, but if you drop this guy down and then immediately evolve him, your opponent's not going to get, they're not going to get the skeleton. So you get a 5/5 plus a 6/6. It's really good. It's really good. It's almost like a mini gangbang, a little mini doppelgangster. If you want to go with a safer way, maybe you don't have Evolve and Rattling Rascal's kind of dead in your hand, you can go with Serenite Chain Gang. It's definitely a safer route, still a good card, and useful even if you don't have the Evolve. And it just, yeah, it won't summon a minion for your opponent. So Serenite Chain Gang, Rattling Rascal, throw them in here. Heck, maybe even want both of them. But also throw in Deathseer in there, get some sick action, some sick evolves. If you get a good evolve, it's hard for the opponent to come back. That's what made this list so popular before the expansion. And it's still solid, guys. Still very solid. So that wraps it up, boys. We got the 8 solid lists. These are all great lists. Yeah, there's other great lists out there that I'm sure I didn't cover, but these are 8 fantastic ones that have hit high legend. Yeah, I mean, I plan to keep doing these as long as there's new crazy decks coming out. If it starts being the same stuff over and over, I'm probably not going to do them anymore. Let me know what you think, and like, sub, share, all that stuff. I will be trying to pump out the content. You can follow me on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter. I do streams sometimes, but my work schedule's been a little crazy, so it's a little bit spotty. But I would appreciate it if you guys follow me and subbed and all that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you in the next video. Good luck on the ladder, guys, and stay hydrated. Peace!